Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Delusions podcast for the sixth time unofficially, but the fifth episode. Yeah, I'll be honest, we messed up before this. It was all Hisham's fault.
It's my fault.
He didn't press record, and now
I didn't press
we have to
record.
do everything again. But it's okay.
Can you ensure it's recording now?
It is recording.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, we're back with another episode. This will be episode 5. Episode 4, you would have met Manahil, who's here in the background today, who is our editor. We have Hisham and
Hello.
Noah and me, Shamir, our 3 hosts. And we have a very special guest today. So let me read off the introduction that I wrote for the first time ever.
First time ever, yeah.
No one has ever heard this before.
Yeah,
This is
no
the
one
first
has ever
time
heard it.
anyone's ever going to hear it. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, on today's episode, we're honored to welcome a very special guest, Natalee Chan. Yay! She is an accomplished archer whose journey is nothing short of inspiring. Get it? She's short.
I'm 5'6".
That's
Who are you
That's pretty
lying
tall.
to?
pretty tall. I know.
Are you, how tall are you actually?
You're not 5'6".
It's the same as when you were sitting down.
I'm 5'3".
How tall are you actually?
5'2".
I'm like technically like 5 foot.
Technically.
Oh my
Like we were saying like 4'11 and a half.
Okay, like on my driver's license, it's like 152.
Was 152. So Shana, what's 152?
152.
My driver's license is inaccurate though. Like mine says.
Okay,
Yeah,
we
sorry.
heard about your height last time.
Yeah, sorry.
4
Oh,
foot. It says 4.9 feet.
You know, she's
Oh.
5. She's
Okay,
5.
that's
She's
like
5.
okay. It's
Oh no, it's 4 foot 11. Yeah.
4'11 and 3/4.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
you can
It's
We'll
exactly.
round
you can
up to 5.
confidently round up.
We'll
to like
round up to
5
5,
foot.
and 5 technically rounds up to 10. I don't know if you guys know this about math. Like 85 rounds up to 90.
Okay, but
Yeah.
we're not
So
doing math right now.
you're technically like 10 feet.
Basically,
Anyways, with a stellar record, what am I saying? With a stellar track record competing for the national team and notable achievements at the Pan Am Championships, Natalee is definitely a force to be reckoned with in the world of archery. She was recently the recipient of the Joan McDonald Junior Female Athlete of the Year award. But what may be the coolest and most inspirational fact about Natalee is that she has had the chance to be friends with me for the past 8 years.
That's not the coolest thing.
She's giving me
Yeah.
a side eye. I don't know how I feel about that, because I think I've honestly I've been such a great friend.
I guess.
But yeah, well, me and Natalee have known each other since grade 7.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
It has been a minute.
Yeah, I grew.
You
At
grew.
least one of us did.
I was like, what grew?
I swear, like when I saw you for like the first time in like years,
Yeah,
like I swear you grew like 1 foot.
yeah, and you stayed the same.
Damn.
No,
No.
like I must have grown like a
Like,
few centimeters.
A few centimeters,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
possibly. Okay, cool. But yeah, so Natalee, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure.
Go
so
ahead.
like my name's Natalee.
Yes.
We know that.
I'm an archer. I study here at UTM, and yeah, right in the middle of exam season, midterm season. So
Yeah.
like my life is going like really good right now.
Amazing, of
Yeah,
course.
very sarcastic.
Yeah, so that's it. I'm a student. I do archery and I work at a bubble tea shop.
Bubble tea shop.
Yeah,
I actually do have that in the notes. I said bubble tea expert right at the end here.
we'll get to that later.
We will get to that later. But
Okay.
yeah. Okay, go ahead, Noah.
So you're in archery for the national team.
Yeah,
What is that like?
it's busy. I'm gonna be honest. I'm like injured right now, so like I'm kind of off training right now.
Fair
But
enough.
usually, like training is, I'd say like for archery, it's so like time consuming to be like on the national team because you have to like, I think a lot of sports you go training, you like train and they go by hours, like maybe like 20 hours a week or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
with archery, it's like how many arrows you shoot a week.
Oh,
So like,
Wow.
just say my target is like 1,000 arrows.
1,000 arrows.
Yeah, then I have to like try and get to 1,000 arrows by the end of the week. But
That's- okay.
I also have to do like, you know, my strength and conditioning, like going to the gym. That takes time too. And yeah, like sometimes if I want to shoot like 300 arrows a day, it'll take like 5-6 hours
Oh wow.
Wow.
and like do that a few times a week. And yeah,
It's very
That's
time consuming.
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know your schedule's been rough. Like, I mean, pretty much like this whole time that we've been friends, you've been doing archery.
Yeah.
And like even when I saw you last year and I was like, oh, like when are you free to hang out or whatever, you're like, oh, let me check my schedule, and every day was like archery. I have archery.
Yeah.
And then one day I have like an hour free maybe. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, too busy for me now. But
Okay.
yeah, no, I don't know. I feel, yeah, you've been very busy with archery for pretty much your whole life now, which is,
Yeah.
like, how do you feel about that?
It's gotten a lot busier like the past couple of years.
yeah.
Like right now I'm just chilling because like I actually can't shoot right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Like I think like it's important to like not pack your schedule so much where
Yeah.
you're like so drained. And I learned my lesson like last year, because like last year I was going to Laurier
Yeah.
and like
Boo.
yeah, boo,
UTM,
hate
bro.
that school.
Boo UTM.
But yeah, like I was commuting from here,
Yeah.
so like, and I trained in Brampton,
yeah.
so I had
it
to, like,
was-
go to school, come all the way back, go to
Mhm.
training, and I was also working at that time too.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
that-
And I would
tough.
literally just like at the end of each day, I would just go to my room and just like pass out. Like I was just so exhausted every day.
Yeah.
But I wasn't
feel
like
that
making time
sure.
for myself. Like I was just very like drained, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I think I think we mentioned it before, but making time for yourself is always important. Like you can't have too much going on where you're pretty much just gonna, what's the word, outdo it. No, come on, Sham, help me out.
Okay, I'm not
Overdo it.
dictionary.
Overdo.
Overdo
Overdo
it.
it?
That's not what I was
Yeah.
thinking about. Burn yourself out.
Burn yourself out.
There we
yeah.
go. Yeah,
that's the expression I was
word.
looking for. Yeah, you're just gonna
Yeah.
burn yourself out, and I don't know. I feel bad almost not for saying it, but I feel like I've been burnt out at times, even though I don't have such a I don't have as
Like
much of a
comparing to
compared to that.
Yeah,
Compared to a
that's too
national
much.
team archer, my
No,
thing's
like
nothing.
schools.
and then uni, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
School,
ever
yeah.
like that hectic schedule? Was it ever like was that last year? Like did you ever bounce
Yeah.
that with the university work?
The only good thing about going to Laurier was that it was easy.
Oh,
Okay.
Like,
Fair
you
enough.
think
Yeah,
it's
like-
easier than UTM?
for sure. Like I've been only taking like 3 courses,
Yeah.
so it's never really like a full course load.
Yeah.
It's still like a full-time student, but
yeah.
it's not nearly as much as 5 courses. But yeah, I was like at that time I was putting bare minimum into like university, and like I was barely studying.
Yeah.
I was like just handing in my assignments. Like
yeah.
I wasn't even doing like the like those like optional things you can
Yeah.
do that
Yeah,
like
yeah.
boost your mark a little bit.
Yeah.
I wasn't even doing those.
Oh.
So I was getting kind of like shit marks, but I was passing with
Yeah.
like putting
Okay.
like no effort.
Yeah, that's
It's a different story now, but yeah.
that's good.
No, I'll be honest though. Even us, we hand in our assignments like literally last minute.
Every
And Sham
time.
usually hands in assignments late though.
Well, I'm double checking stuff.
Yeah, he takes too much time to double check. But yeah, no, I understand that. That's a very hectic schedule, especially the fact that you have to commute from here to Laurier and to training and to home.
3
It's-
different very
Yeah.
far locations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you commute usually? Like at that time?
At that time, I was like busing,
Busing?
Yeah,
but I
that's
was
even
only
worse.
going like twice a week. I like put all my schedules, but
yeah, that's fair
yeah,
enough.
but then my last class would end at like I'd start at like 9, and then my last class would be from like 7 to 10, like a 3-hour
Yeah.
lecture.
Oh,
That's bad.
9 to
So-
10.
You said your class was from 7 to 10. I don't know how professors just have classes that late. Like,
Yeah, I don't know either.
because how is one supposed to like retain knowledge at that time? Genuinely, I can't pay attention in like our 5 to 6 lectures.
Yeah, because you're already so tired.
Yeah, after like a long
Yeah.
day, like especially for you, I don't know how you did it, because like getting there at 9 and then staying until like 7 and then having brain power to take a lecture from 7 to 10 and actually like understand stuff.
Yeah.
That's
so
insane.
yeah, I had like gaps in my classes though. Like
Would-
what I would do was that, because remember how I mentioned like he taught you like your strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
So like, I would get there, maybe have lunch with someone, and then me and my teammate, like he was going to Waterloo,
Okay.
and like we would go to training in
Mhm.
Waterloo, so we'd do like our workouts together and stuff
Okay.
like
Nice.
that. And then a lot of times we'd like go to a cafe, and, like
Okay. Fair
you
enough.
know that's like our like we
Like.
turn off like our brain cells.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Everyone has that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, so you were training in Waterloo. You were attending Laurier. Did they
Mhm.
just let you in, or did you have to like?
Oh no. I mean like in Waterloo.
like in the city,
Yeah,
or
in the
not
city.
in the
Okay.
university. Okay.
I would like sneak into Waterloo all the time though.
Well, yeah. I mean, anyone can sneak in the UTM as well. Like, there's no security or anything. Like, UTM's an open campus, which
Yeah.
I guess it's because like it's pretty secluded from everywhere, so you don't really
Mhm.
need your you don't even need your T card to like go in and out. You
Yeah,
can
I
just
know.
walk around campus. And I know people like usually half the people in the library aren't even from UTM. They're here from other schools just to study.
There's people from like
Yeah.
high school. I remember my friend back in high school. He used to come here just for the library.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
people come here to study and all, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of tired of it. I don't really. I'm tired of this school, man. After a year and a half, I'm done with it. But
He's
That's
done with it.
crazy.
We still have 2 more years.
2.5 years, man. I'm
Yeah.
counting.
Almost halfway there.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say that.
And then we have med school after that, which is
Yeah.
Oh.
Another-
That's if we.
Yeah.
If we get
if
him.
we make it to med school. But hopefully we will. Hopefully we will.
Fingers
Fingers
crossed.
crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Inshallah, yes.
Yeah, we diverted back from like the championships. I just wanted to ask like the Pan Am Championships. Where did they happen?
So
Well, they're obviously here, but like where here?
No, they weren't here.
Actually, no, Pan Am Championships. So this is in 2022.
Yeah.
So I first made it to the Youth Pan Am Championships. So I was like, I was in U21, and that
Yeah.
was in Halifax.
Halifax.
Yeah, which kind of sucked. I wanted to go somewhere like extravagant and stuff,
Yeah.
but it was like cold and windy, but like people around like South America and like the US came.
Yeah.
And then I went to. It was weird. Like it was so surprising because I made the senior team
Yeah.
to go to Chile, and that was like for senior Pan Am Championships. So it was like the age group is like 21 plus.
Okay.
And I was like 18 at the time,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
everyone was like there was so much more experience because that was like my first senior competition,
Yeah.
and like it was so surprising that I made the team because I'm not gonna lie, before I had to go to like the qualifier for that, right?
Yeah.
Literally before the qualifier, I wasn't shooting that well. I was also like, I was a very sad person at the time.
Oh.
And like, honestly, I went to like the weekend concert like a day before I did like my qualifier. And like, he's like my favorite, right? So I was like screaming. I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like singing my heart out. And then I showed up to the qualifier and I somehow like pulled something out of me.
It was the weekend.
No, I swear it was him. Like, I swear it was him. And like, I made the team, and I was so shocked at myself. But yeah, I went to Chile. I think the coolest part was like, there's this archer from like Mexico that like I was watching on the TV in like maybe Rio Olympics, so like
Okay.
2012.
Yeah.
And she's like one of my idols. Like, she's so cool.
Yeah.
And we were like shooting on the same target, like face to face. I was like, there's no way. Like, there's no way I'm like facing like my idol right now.
That is very cool.
Yeah, that has to
Yeah.
be like something special because
That's
like,
really- one of the-
yeah.
Probably the best one of the best moments of your life. Probably just
Yeah.
yeah, just playing with
Like,
your idol. and, like,
that's
this,
surreal,
like,
honestly.
Yeah, like doing
I mean, I was
archery.
competing against her, and like she obviously like
Oh,
she.
It's not
no,
playing.
not playing. I meant like practicing.
it's not
You were
practice.
competing against.
It was an actual
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
competition.
So like obviously like you know,
That's
like,
actually so nice.
she,
It's like
she
you know, like
almost won. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool.
How does so might be a stupid question, but how does archery, like, how is it actually scored? Like, is it just completely based off of like the points you get like per round, or is it like how?
Yeah, it's like it's strictly numbers.
Yeah, so it's like how many, like how would you win a tournament? in
Because like
archery?
not a lot of people know about archery. So like, what's the process? Like, you obviously have to shoot at a target, but like if you're closer, or like what's the point system? How does it work?
So you know what like a target looks like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So there's like
obviously.
the 5 colors.
We're not that dumb.
There's like the 5 colors, and then there's like 10 rings. So it goes from like
Yeah.
1 to like 10.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And
Hey, I've played enough iMessage games. Okay. I know what the target looks like.
yeah, so like there's 2 parts to a competition usually. So like you shoot what's called a qualifying round.
Mm-hmm.
So that looks like you shoot 72 arrows.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
72,
shoot
wow.
6 arrows at a time. Then you go to the target and like score them, take your arrows back, and shoot another 6. So it's like 6 times 12.
Okay.
So that's 72 arrows, and the score is out of 720.
Okay. So
Okay.
each out of 10.
10
Yeah.
Yeah.
points. Yeah.
So then that's how they they like initially rank you.
Yeah.
So like whoever shoots highest is highest, and whoever shoots lowest is lowest. And then after that you do it's called eliminations.
Yeah.
That's like match play.
Okay.
So this is like the part that actually matters, because like
Okay.
they do like a bracket system,
Oh.
and
Okay.
then it's highest versus lowest,
Yeah,
second high,
okay.
like
Okay.
you know, they go
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then if you lose, you're out. If you win, you advance.
Yeah.
And then they just go like keep going until
the
like
final.
semifinals,
Yeah.
then like the medal matches and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's actually, so it's more just like how many, so you said you shoot like 72 arrows when you're doing the qualifying, but when it's like the head to head, like what's that? Like, is it just like how many arrows or?
Oh, so basically it's like set points. So you'd shoot with the person, usually on the same target, and then once you get to like the matches, you shoot on separate targets.
Okay.
Or sorry, the medal matches. But you shoot 3 arrows at a time. It's like iMessage games.
Okay.
So it's like out of 30,
Yeah.
it's like 3 arrows. If you win the set, then you get 2 set points. And then
Okay.
if you tie, you get 1 each.
Okay.
And then it's up to 6.
Okay.
So
So
whoever gets 6 first takes it?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So in the case that it's 5-5, then you do what's called a shoot off. So it's like a 1 arrow shoot off. So like each person shoots 1 arrow, and
Okay.
whoever's like closest to the middle wins.
Oh wow.
That's pretty
Yeah.
intense.
That's pretty intense. Yeah.
That's pretty cool though. See, now I don't know. The problem is now I don't know if we mentioned this before we started recording for real or if it's
For real.
yeah, because we messed it up. But I feel like archery is such like a under the. I think this is before.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
This
under
is
the
before.
radar. Like it's under the radar because obviously there's like the major sports that everyone kind of knows about, and then there's these ones that they like fly under the radar. Like if you had the chance to try it, you try it.
Mhm.
Like you said, like it's like a niche sport, right? Like
Yeah.
if you had the chance to try it, you definitely give it a try. But it's not something you'd actually like consider doing as like a full-time sport or as like your main sport of preference, which is pretty cool that like that's kind of like the way that like or the direction that you went into.
Which brings up the subject, like, how did you get into archery?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I was like one of those kids where like my parents would just sign me up for a bunch of sports growing up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did like soccer, gymnastics, skating,
Me too.
yeah, like all like those basic sports, right?
Basic.
And then I really, really, really wanted to go into cheerleading,
Yeah.
and like I wanted to be like one of those girls that are like, look how pretty, do cheerleading and stuff like that. So I made my mom. So like on my first cheerleading class, I made my mom like give me pigtails
Okay.
and like look all cute. And then when I showed up to the community center, it was like Meadowville Community Center. They're like, sorry guys, like we're gonna have to cancel like the cheerleading because like not enough people signed up. I was devastated
That's so.
because I
Yeah,
wanted
that's so
to be
sad.
her, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And like, instead of giving us a refund, they offered to like just put me into an archery class.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And my parents are like, "What? Like, we didn't know it was an
Archery?
archery class." Because they never thought of like just putting me into archery. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty random.
Yeah.
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 So I did that, and then I really liked it. Like, I just kept going after my first like session.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What made you stick to that specifically? Like, because you said you tried so many sports, but obviously none of them, like not all of them worked out for you, like in the long run. What made you just stick to archery?
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think one of my instructors was like, "Wow, like you're really good." Like, and I was like 8,
Yeah,
7,
yeah.
8, and it was honestly just the praise. Like, I was like, "Oh, I can be good at this." Like,
It's the same thing.
yeah, like when someone tells you like you're good at something, like you really want to keep doing it, right? So like,
Yeah.
So
Obviously.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a positive feedback.
yeah, I got a
thing, yeah.
lot of like positive feedback, and I didn't get that much like in soccer and like, you know, like I would like try out for soccer teams like in school.
Yeah.
Like in Fairwind, I tried out for like the soccer team like grade
Yeah.
6,
And
and I didn't make it.
okay.
Or like I
Yeah.
tried out for like the dance team. I got like first cut. Like I'm just not.
Wait,
I
we had
wasn't
a
good at like
dance
other
team?
things. There was a dance team, yeah.
At Fairwind.
Apparently, yeah. I tried out for it twice and got out twice. So
Oh.
like, I
But
wasn't
it's
good at
probably,
many
yeah,
other things.
It's like any sport, like someone's natural at it to some
Yeah.
degree.
It's like natural
so,
talent. Like.
yeah, so then you're like, okay, wow, I can actually do this, and it's probably what happened, and you're just stuck with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a shaman yapping, but
Okay, buddy.
same
That's
thing.
crazy.
Natural talent.
I have to get roasted every episode.
You have to.
So like, when did you realize you could pursue archery like professionally? Was it also that like praise that you got from the instructors?
Honestly, it was definitely like a few years into it for sure. Because I was just doing it for fun. I didn't even think about Olympics. I didn't even think about national team. I didn't even know
Yeah.
there was a national team. I thought it was just like a hobby, like an activity. Like people just do
Yeah, yeah,
archery. And I had no idea like how to get out there. Like I was just stuck in a community center,
Mhm.
like just doing my thing, up until like 2016. Like one of my instructors, she was like an athlete of my coach, or not my coach, like an Olympic coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like at that time she had just come back from Rio Olympics.
Oh.
Yeah.
And my instructor was able to like connect us. So like we met, she looked at my shooting, she's like, wow, like she's really good. And that coach was like, she was really old, so like she was retiring soon. Well, yeah, she was retiring from like the senior team coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then a couple years later, in like 2018, she made this this group. It was called like, this was like the national development team.
Yeah.
And it was like made for the first time.
Okay.
And I was invited to the team. Not by having any scores or anything. She just picked like a bunch of like young people she thinks that has potential.
Okay.
So that's what I was in up until like last year.
I feel like you're very modest. Well, there's obviously a reason why they picked you, right? Even because she probably saw you and saw the skill, and
Yeah.
there's a reason that you got picked for the team. Probably. I feel like you're
Yeah,
just being
like
too
I think
modest.
I just stuck to it. Like I just kept
Yeah.
showing up to like practice. You know, like
That's always important.
Yeah, that's very important.
all I did
yeah.
was just keep showing up, just like keep trying to learn.
Yeah,
That's pretty
for
much
sure.
it. Yeah.
Plus, like you mentioned, like how much time you actually put into it, and that, like, I think if you put in that much time, you're bound to actually like go far in anything, right? Like, it's like they always say like practice makes perfect, and I feel like sports is not really something you can get perfect at ever. Like, it's just
yeah,
you can
never.
always just get like as close to like your best as possible, and if you're putting in like let's say what, like 15-20 hours a week, even more probably, then like you're bound to actually, you know, go places and make it far. So
There's this
Yeah.
saying like you can learn something. I don't know. I don't remember the saying. I'm gonna probably.
yeah, okay.
Like, there's
Sorry,
always room
yapping.
for improvement.
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
something.
there we go.
Yeah. It can get really complicated. Like it's definitely really simple at first, where like just keep going to practice, like you get better every time and
For
stuff.
sure.
But then you get to a point where it's like, oh, like I'm not shooting as well as before. Like I
Mhm.
don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And then yeah, sometimes you feel like really screwed up. Like
Yeah.
people can have a bad year where like
For sure.
all of a sudden all their scores just go down and they
Yeah.
have no idea why. That's probably like the most like frustrating feelings ever.
100%.
Yeah.
Probably relates to like the mental toughness, right? Like you have to
Yeah.
be focused, and you have to like, I guess with any sport, it's just you see yourself not improving, you try to think of better ways.
Yeah.
Try not, like, I guess let it, like, you're not down as much. You're just thinking of like strategies on how to become better. Was
Yeah.
that something you went through?
For sure. Like I went through
Or-
so many like mentally, like I've been in the trenches so
Yeah.
much from archery.
I remember that.
yeah. Yeah, no, it can get tough sometimes for sure, but I think the mental side of archery, I think like the biggest hurdle to get over, especially in archery, was to not associate like your self-worth to your scores.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
you can say like
Obviously.
how good you are in archery is just based on a number.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're always like just trying to get a higher score.
Mhm.
And then if like to get onto a team, it's like, okay, you need to like reach this score.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you're just like, if you're not reaching it, you're just not good enough, you know?
Uh-huh.
Or like I really didn't like this method, but for some teams, they would say like, oh, if you reach this score, you're gonna pay this amount to like be on the team. But if you
Oh.
reach this like a score a bit lower, then you're gonna pay more. If you
Okay,
reach
that's
like
pretty
just the
stupid.
minimum,
Yeah,
you're gonna
that's-
pay the full amount.
Oh,
I feel
that's
like
weird.
it added like unnecessary financial
Yeah.
like pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I feel like that also kind of relates to just how, I mean, like it sounds similar to how the school system works as well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's like if you, or like the part that you mentioned about like your whole like self-worth or your whole score in archery is dependent on a number. That's literally how they do it in school.
Yeah.
And like it depends like on the day, like maybe you aren't feeling so well on one day so your scores get lower, or like you maybe one test you weren't as prepared for so your score gets lower, then you think, okay, yeah, like I don't know anything and I'm like failing, I'm gonna have to drop out of school, something like that. It's pretty stressful. And like again, like for however long I've known you, I think every time, because over the years, like we've stayed in touch obviously, but there's been times where we don't talk for months or
Mhm.
even like a year or two, and then whenever we start talking again, I always ask you like, how's archery going, and it's always like something different, like either you're taking a break from it or you're back into it. And I mean, you've made it through now, which is obviously great, but yeah, I think that's just the thing with sports, like there's so many ups and downs, like anyone can have an off year,
Yeah.
everyone can have like one tournament where they aren't performing that well. I saw this thing recently on, I think it was CBC, where there was an athlete who went to the Olympics and she was like dominating like all the national tournaments, everything. And then she went to the Olympics and she's had an off day, and like everything just came crashing down for her. And she like went to this like mental like anguish, and she's like,
Yeah.
I'm
It
so
happens.
good, but like I choked at the last moment on the last day.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. Like at this one tournament, like, it was at I went to Youth World Championships,
Okay.
and that was in Ireland, and that was just like this past summer, and I had been like, I'm gonna say this with like no shame, but like
Okay.
I was training like so much, right? And I was
Yeah.
just like, I was trying to get really mentally ready. When I got there, I didn't like feel really nervous or anything, or
Yeah.
like super nervous, but I tried shooting and like everything just went wrong. Like I to this day, like I don't know what went wrong. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
like dwell on it or anything,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I qualified like very, very, very poorly, and I was like, I had like no idea like where that came from. Like this is like not how I shoot at all. But yeah, like those days like definitely happen.
Yeah, no,
For
like
sure.
I think again that's like any sport, right? Like
Yeah.
or not even any sport, but even again like going back to school, that happens then too,
Any
where you can have
establishment,
you can have like one off day, or just
Yeah.
something happens that it's not in your control, and it can kind of like ruin like the mood, or like ruin just your
Yeah.
whole.
In the end, it's like one opportunity that maybe you didn't, like you messed up. Like it's how they say like tests are just 1 hour,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
everything depends on that hour. But it's not always like the best hour you're gonna have
Yeah, like
in whatever career you're pursuing.
Yeah.
In. So yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely like a lot like school. Like
yeah,
it's archery especially. It's and golf. I'd say like golf and archery are very like they have similar. They tax like your mental game like
for sure.
the same way, because if you think about it, like in any team sport, if you're playing like soccer or something, I'm not a soccer player, but I don't think you need like your full concentration all the time. Like if someone has like the ball like across the field, you can be looking at them and still like focusing, but it's like not in your control at that time.
Yeah.
But in archery, it's like you're in control
of the whole thing.
of the whole thing
Yeah.
all the
Whole time.
time. Like the result is completely like in your hands.
Yeah, dependent on you. Like, especially like we cannot compare it to team sports, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Team sports, if someone's having an off day, the other can excel, and then the whole team wins, and you're still winning in
Yeah.
any tournament. But this is it's a mental game. It's completely dependent on you and you only.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
guess shoot the arrow, right?
Yeah.
And get the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in basketball, it's like one player's having an off day. Okay, like give him a rest. Someone else can go on, make up for it. But then, yeah, like in archery, like it's just you. It's like an individual sport, and like you said, like golf's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Any individual sport's pretty much the same thing. Where
You can't sub out,
Yeah.
right?
And you're not even
Can't separate
against
someone.
someone. It's not like you're fighting someone.
yeah,
Fighting
you're
yourself.
fighting yourself.
That's
which
a
is,
like
Yeah,
a
you're literally
very
just,
tough.
like, it's just
mental-
you and you're shooting the target.
yeah,
yeah.
that's very tough. But okay, on a lighter note, let's switch it up a
Okay,
bit.
okay.
because You're getting too deep now. I wanted to ask, like, how do you think archery has kind of opened the door for you? Because obviously you mentioned traveling. Like, you've been
Yeah.
to now, like, Ireland, Chile. like a bunch of, even Halifax, like not a lot of people like just go to Halifax,
That's
right?
not
Yeah.
really,
It's not like the
Yeah, it's pretty dead
a
there.
vacation
Yeah.
spot, but like, how do you think it's opened the doors for you, like meeting new people or exploring new places? How's it impacted you in that way?
It like opened my eyes a lot for sure.
Okay.
Especially like this one training camp I had. I went to Colombia.
Okay,
Yeah.
So
nice.
like, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, like drug cartels and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But honestly, like that was one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. Like for sure, the people there it's not like it's just Team Canada's going to Colombia and they're just training. It's like
Yeah.
Team Canada's going there and they're training with the team. We're hanging out. Like I think at the end of the trip, we all like went out to this sketchy place.
Nice.
I don't know, like it was weird. It was kind of like, it felt like in the middle of nowhere, in Colombia and like in one of the most dangerous cities
Oh, no.
like in the
Nice.
world. But nonetheless, like we just got drinks, like we listened to like a bunch of music,
Yeah.
like all the Colombians were like teaching us how to dance and stuff, and it was cute. Like it was like really fun, and that really showed me that like high level athletes can still like have fun
Yeah.
and like
For sure. Yeah.
100%.
you can still like find joy in like other things, and especially like their connectedness with each other. Like I find like Team Canada can be like very very like divided sometimes at times, and like they tend to like bash heads
Yeah.
and are just like really competitive with one another. But Colombia especially, like their team dynamic, just like it, I was like extremely envious. Like they were just extremely supportive of each other all the time. They're always laughing together, and yeah, it made me realize how like important like a team is and like having fun and stuff like that.
So let me ask you this then, like just based off what you said about like Team Canada kind of being divided at times, do you think that has anything to do with the fact that Canada is such a big place? Because obviously, it's not like all the archers in Canada, like on the national team, are all gonna be from Toronto, for example,
Mhm.
right? Like there's gonna be people from Vancouver, from Alberta, or like even from the East Coast, and then like for example, you're here, you train here. Like, do you think that has any like impact? Because obviously, the Colombia, it's not a small country by any sense, but it's a lot smaller compared to Canada.
Yeah.
So everything's more like centered around one spot. If they want to train, they probably all like, you know, they're probably around the same area. So like, do you think that's like a reason for it, or?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I'll give you an example. So like for Pan Am Games, I didn't go to Pan Am Games, but there's like a women's team, right? Let's say like
Yeah.
the women's team, for example. And in archery, there's also like team matches. So what you do is like each person shoots like 2 arrows and you rotate on the line and you're shooting at one target together, and like your cumulative score of like you 3 people will like go against another 3 people of a different country.
Yeah.
So that's really important to like have team dynamic, like a good team dynamic to do well, because you need like good communication, trust, etc. But there was like, for that tournament, there is one person from Ontario, one person from Quebec, and like one person from BC.
That's very hard, like to connect, like
Yeah.
especially with the different provinces.
Yeah, and like they didn't, and Canada has like no budget to like for archery to like gather everyone. Oh, like we'll pay for your flights to like come to Ontario to train. It was like, okay, we're gonna go there and we're gonna practice,
Okay.
and it was
Yeah. It's like
it never like really goes as well as like
put
other
together
countries.
team at the
Yeah,
end. Because I understand that. Because again, it's kind of relating to like how big archery is here. Because obviously in other countries, archery might be like one of like their main sports or
Yeah.
something that a lot of people are interested in. But in Canada, again, there's like these major sports, like you have soccer, hockey,
Hockey.
basketball, football,
Football.
even lacrosse. Yeah, like people, like the whole country, they put so much focus into those that they kind of like forget about all these other ones.
yeah,
And then those athletes are kind of left with just like they have to do everything for themselves in a way.
Yeah.
And they have no support from, like, for example, I don't know, the Canadian Archery Association or whatever it's called.
yeah. Like Archery Canada.
That's
they-
what I meant.
Yeah, so like all the archers are like under Archery. It's not Archery Canada gives money to us.
Yeah.
Like Sport Canada has to give Archery Canada money.
yeah.
For Archery Canada to provide for us.
Yeah.
And basically, like their ideology is, win medals first,
Yeah.
and then we'll give you more money.
Okay.
So like,
Nice.
it's really hard to do that when we don't have a lot of money to like
even
even
begin with.
bring
medals
us
in the
something.
first place, yeah.
Yeah, but actually like last year, it was like a really big breakthrough. But one of my teammates, he like won a silver medal at like World Championships.
Oh wow.
Oh,
So that's like
Okay.
the best a Canadian has ever done, like at a Worlds
Wow.
event,
Yeah.
and that really like put Canada more onto
The map.
the map. So
Nice.
that's like one starting point, but we just need to like keep trying to like make something out of nothing to
I
like
see what you're
get some more support.
Do you think that's the same in every country? Like, I was thinking about it. Like, maybe it's different. I guess cultures maybe, like how
Yeah.
they support each other, how teammates support each other, like in a way. Like maybe, as you said, well, Canada, maybe some, like coming from Quebec and other provinces, it
Mhm.
would be you wouldn't be able to communicate as well.
Yeah.
But do you think like other countries have that expectation where give us the medals first and then we'll give you the funding? Do you think that also affects in a way?
it's so different like in
Yeah.
other countries, like in Netherlands, for example, they have like they want to give everyone the support to get the
Yeah.
medal, so like they build them like a training facility, all the athletes like live there, train there. That's how they're gonna build like their team
Exactly,
dynamic,
yeah.
right? And then like the UAE, for example, they just put a ton of money into sports.
Yeah.
So when I met like the Emirati team in Ireland, they just had so much money to spend. Like they give spending money to the athletes.
Yeah.
They give like $400 to like the athletes just to like
That's
spend
the
when you're
Middle
there.
East for you.
yeah, because
and-
I've lived there, and yeah, they have a
Yeah,
lot of
like-
money. Yeah.
Yeah, like they didn't have like each athlete didn't have to pay a dime.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I've talked to many friends because I used to live there,
Mm-hmm.
and they would talk to me about the opportunities they would get. Like if they go to a certain, if they try to apply to a certain institution like university or something like that, they receive major funding
Yeah.
just because they're applying to whatever institution. Like my friend was thinking of going to London, and it would be all paid for by the government. So something they're trying to do, like they're trying to like I guess give their citizens a chance to go explore all the
Yeah.
options.
Yeah.
I think not just that, but now like all these like the Middle Eastern countries that are more, I guess, wealthy,
Yeah.
like Saudi Arabia or Qatar or
UAE.
UAE, they're all trying to, like, they're major countries in the world, but they're all trying to get onto this like the sports scene now as well. 'Cause-
Media scene, sports
Yeah,
scene,
media,
stuff like that.
sports, like
Mhm.
so they're putting like a lot of funding into it
Yeah.
just to make those, I guess, like more dynamic, like to make their countries more dynamic in a way.
Yeah.
Because like now in recent years, not even just these Middle Eastern countries, but now you've seen like a lot of countries of the world that you might not have thought about before. Like for example, Morocco, they performed very well in this past like soccer World Cup
Mhm.
or football World Cup. Sorry guys.
It's
Like they
crazy.
performed very well, and there's a lot of countries like the Saudi Arabian team beat the Argentinian team,
Yeah.
which was a huge thing.
Yeah.
And I think that it has like a direct relation with how much these countries now care about not their image, but they just want to make their countries more
Connected to that
Well-rounded,
scene
yeah.
in a way. Yeah.
which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Canada doesn't really have that commitment for, I guess, well, archery. No, for that scene.
No,
like
but-
Yeah.
maybe for
Or
other
s- like, yeah,
sports.
like sports in general, like all sports, I think, or
no, well,
any
like
sports.
hockey.
Yeah, any sports outside like.
The main four.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
They
but I
wouldn't
think-
need that.
Mm-hmm.
I think also like Canada, like you mentioned, like your teammate that won silver. Archery is kind of, I guess, becoming more like it's like an emerging sport almost, even though it's been around for
Mhm.
however long. But now like it's finally gaining traction in Canada, or I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's like growing, like trying to grow. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm assuming with that, like however much it grows, the more like funding you guys will receive, or the more
Mhm.
like the more popular it will become. But yeah, I hope one day you guys can have money like the Emirati team as well.
That'd be
Spending
so
money.
nice. Spending money, free trip.
Do whatever you want.
That would be really cool. But you also won an award for archery.
I did. Yeah. So
Want to talk about that a bit?
sure. Yeah, that was for like 2022, like
Okay.
So
junior
cool.
athlete of the year. That award made me so emotional, like so emotional, cause it's called like the Joan McDonald Award, and like Joan McDonald was my coach. She was the one that like I met in 2016. That like
The one that started the team?
the one that started the
Okay.
team. So like her and I had like a very like close connection.
Yeah.
We worked really close together. We worked really well together. She brought me to like my first like international tournaments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then she got like really sick like a couple of years back or a few
Okay.
years back, and like she passed away like
Oh, no.
sometime like
Rest in peace.
in 2021. So like yeah, when I got that award, like I think I was notified like in August.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, like it's just like, you know, especially when I made the team to go to Chile for Pan Am Championships.
Yeah.
My dad was just like, oh, like Joan would be so proud of you and stuff like that. It just like made me really emotional because I'm like, you know, like it's not just an award.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course
You know?
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
It means more, obviously, and I think a lot of awards are like that, and I'm
Yeah.
sure she is really proud of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like you're, for example, you're going to national, like you're going to international championships, international competitions. Like,
She's
sure-
very, very modest. Like
Yeah,
the,
you're
the
very-
gravity
yeah,
of those things
yeah.
are very like important. Yeah.
extremely humble. Like, if anyone else did any of that, they'd be like
Flexing right
boasting
now.
about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I was there. I did this. I did this. But yeah, I'm sure she's very proud of you, and that's a really big achievement. Like, junior athlete of the year is, like, that's not something small.
Yeah,
Like,
it's amazing.
you're making it sound like, oh yeah.
I don't know.
One
It
side,
feels like
yeah.
there's like the pool is not that big, you know.
No, but
No, but
even
it's still
then, like,
Yeah.
you I guess showed enough skill.
winning
Yeah,
is
that-
winning, man. If
Yeah,
you win
winning
by
is
like,
winning. Yeah.
Yeah.
win by like 1,000. What Dom Toretto said? Dom Toretto said something like that. He said if you win by like
Oh, Dom Toretto. What we're quoting Dom
Fast and
Toretto.
Furious.
quoting Fast and Furious, he said like if you win by like an inch or like a mile or something like that.
Still winning.
Still, winning is winning.
Winning is
Oh
winning.
yeah, now I know the scene.
Yeah, I think it was the first movie. Whatever. Anyways, I wanted to touch into, and this is gonna Hisham excited a bit too, but
What?
obviously you mentioned like archery, you require a lot of like strength and conditioning, and you have to like kind of keep up with like going to the gym and stuff.
Mhm. I see you at the gym all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Hisham lives in the gym for some
I don't
reason.
live in the gym. I just.
What?
He lives in the gym for some reason, and he spends. Let me ask you this, okay?
Okay.
You're a
Okay.
national. You're
What's
a
different?
national. No,
training.
don't talk. You're a national level athlete, okay?
Okay.
So you like going to the gym is important for
make
you.
me so sad.
Obviously.
Yeah.
How long would you say you spend in the gym? At one time, like for one workout, how long would you spend in the gym?
Like to get a good workout in, I'd say like
With preparation though.
yeah, with warm up, with cool
Yeah.
down, maybe
With-
like
with even like going out of the gym and getting in the
No,
gym.
no. You stop talking.
there's no
don't,
going out of the gym.
don't influence her answer. Just let her talk.
Okay, with like as soon as I enter the gym to as soon as I exit,
Yeah.
maybe like an hour and a half, a bit over
Okay,
an hour and a
Okay.
half.
Okay.
That's how much I work out.
Okay.
I said,
Now
2
I'll
hours.
tell you a little bit about Hisham now.
No. I
He'll-
work out 2 hours.
He'll leave us like right after class. He'll be like, I'm just gonna go to the gym. I'll be right back.
before class?
Yeah, he'll go
That's
before
what
class.
I've been doing it
skip
before
class?
class.
He
I don't
spends
skip class.
3 hours.
I don't
3
spend-
hours.
No, I would never spend 3 hours.
3 hours.
No,
Two and a
no,
half.
no.
2.5.
2.5 to 3.
Two.
And this is why.
2.5.
He walks to the gym first, very slow, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he walks to his locker, and then he gets his stuff. He goes to the gym. He changes. He goes to the gym. He does his 10-minute workout.
He skips.
10-minute
Okay,
cardio.
10-minute cardio workout.
Mm-hmm.
Or warm up, not
Yeah.
workout. Then he starts working out. He does 6 sets. Not 6 sets. 6
exercises.
exercises.
Okay.
3 sets each for 12 reps. But
That's like pretty standard.
That's
Yeah.
pretty standard.
Yeah.
But
Standard
now
workout.
here's where the standard changes.
Okay.
Hisham, like in between sets, what he does is he goes on TikTok for 10 minutes.
I don't. I rest for. I count it. I look at the time. I'm like 2 to 3 minutes.
That's too much.
You're supposed to rest.
Not that much.
It's crazy.
2 to 3 minutes.
No, you're not gonna
How
get
much-
anything out of
how
Yeah,
it.
much
no,
do
I
you-
have to defend him. Like 2 to 3 minutes is
It's
like
it's
it's
very
a good
short
amount of rest time. You need to let your muscles like recover a little bit before you can put your full effort into the next set.
This
Count.
semester I haven't worked out after class.
Cap.
Before class every
You
time.
okay? What you didn't go to the gym today, but yesterday when you went to the gym,
Yeah.
what time did you go?
I came in at
Don't exaggerate now.
Yeah.
They have cameras. We can check the cameras.
I came in at
My
9.
uncle works at
Okay.
IT.
Yeah.
You can ask
And
him.
I left at 11.
Okay. So you came in at like 8:30. You left at like 11.
No,
10.
no.
That's 2.5
9
hours.
and 11.
Okay.
There you go.
2 hour
See?
workout.
2 hours.
What about
Fine.
tomorrow?
We'll see tomorrow.
Tomorrow he's gonna spend like all day in the gym because he's gonna be
It
depressed.
depends even on the day. You see how
Because
like,
Valentine's Day. Let's talk about
Oh, yeah.
Valentine's Day
Yeah, it'll be
plans.
pretty empty there, hopefully. So get all the
yeah,
equipment.
yeah.
Also, UTM gym, like it's
I
so
don't like
busy. so busy.
That is true.
Like, you know,
Did you you probably use the Laurier gym, right?
I've actually never used the Laurier gym.
Okay, never
I
mind.
went
We
to
hate
like
Laurier.
I went to
Boo,
like the
Laurier.
YMCA.
What do you work out like? What's your workout looking like? It's like strength and conditioning. I think that's what it's called.
Archery.
Yeah.
Like it's not like
Yes.
bodybuilding or anything like that.
Yeah, so Archery Canada hired like a strength and conditioning coach,
Okay.
Yeah.
and he kind of like sends us the program through like this app, and then we have 2 days of cardio,
Okay.
and then 2 days of lifting.
That's
So
it.
like the lifting it's pretty like full body.
Yeah.
Like archery, it's usually use your back muscles.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
it's heavier on the back. But then we still do like legs, like that type of stuff. And then I feel like if you're in sports, they make you do these like very specific, like weird exercises. Like one time I had to do like scorpion pose. I don't know if you know what
Okay.
scorpion pose is, but it's like
No.
you're lying like on your stomach and you have to like flip one leg like over the other, and you're just like
Oh,
it
wow.
look crazy, and like I would hate to do that at the UTM gym because it's just
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just
It's awkward. Yeah.
it's so awkward. But yeah, it's a bunch of
That seems like a Planet
yeah,
Fitness type
it's
of.
it's specific.
you see someone doing something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a very specific.
No, but it's like
program.
athlete training versus bodybuilding training, right? Most people at the gym here are bodybuilding.
You're bodybuilding.
Bodybuilding is like whatever muscle you're. Well, yeah, you're
Yeah,
training your muscles,
bodybuilding.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have athlete training, which is these
Yeah,
specific
obviously.
like
Yeah.
exercises.
Yeah, like before I started this, I'm not really good at this, but I oftentimes I'll like skip the workout, but like or no, skip the warm up. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a key difference in like athlete workout and bodybuilding workout is that athlete workout you try and not only build like the bigger muscle groups, but
Yeah.
all of like the tiny supporting muscles,
Exactly.
so
yeah.
that like it creates like stability like in your movements and
Yeah.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My stability is like not that good because I like kind of skip through those. That's I
Skip the
think that's
most
why I got
important
injured. But like, I really like doing like heavy lifting. I love
Yeah.
heavy lifting. I think it's like really fun and
Yeah.
like
Me too.
it's
Me
it's
too.
good like accomplishment and
Show
it
me you
feels
don't belong
good.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't work out.
You
I-
tried. I've
I
tried.
tried.
I
I've
know
tried
you tried.
motivating
You like
him.
we were talking about this one time.
Yeah, like I
you were
went for
like
like a
saying how
day
you
or two.
wanted to like.
He got
get
it,
into
all the equipment. I
know,
remember.
I've been saying that, and like I want to get into it. I want to
Yeah.
go, but I never do. I just don't have time. I genuinely do not
I
have
used
time to go.
I used to. There is time though.
There's
there
time. You can
isn't,
make
though.
time.
When?
It's 2 hours before the day even starts, and then you just start your workday.
Then I'll be tired all day.
Okay,
You-
when is like your earlier or
No,
your,
I come
your
in and then
latest
my
lecture
first
that
class-
starts in the day?
The latest lecture. Okay, Monday I have a 9 a.m. Tuesday I have a 10 a.m. Wednesday I have a 9 a.m. Tuesday I have a 10 a.m. Friday I have an 11 a.m.
Wednesday.
Okay,
you
10
go-
Wednesday's
a.m.,
9 a.m.
11 a.m.
You just don't show up.
I don't need to.
You don't show up to that class. That's the
Even
problem.
if I did, was it 9 to 11?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 hours at the gym, or 2.5 hours if I was like a
Oh,
Sean.
shit. Calm down. It's
By
not 2
afternoon,
hours.
you're
It's
done.
2 hours. It's
I
1
have
hour.
class
And
from
I
9
take
to
a
11.
shower.
Yeah, after 9 to 11.
Yeah.
2 hours.
Okay.
11, 12, 1. You be done at 1.
Okay.
You
Okay. The
already
other
did
problem
full
is
workout.
like in the summer I've told myself that in the summer I'm actually gonna get into the gym like when I have more time. Hopefully it happens.
Back pull downs. He does them like this.
I
Like
don't
he,
do
he
that.
like
That's a lie.
his back
Don't-
does this and he like
Do
this.
not drag my name
and
through
then
the
I'm
mud.
like trying to straighten his back,
Do
straightening
not
your
drag
back.
my name through the mud. Mud.
Mud.
I am a tri-campus athlete. Okay.
Okay, buddy.
Okay. I'm a tri-campus athlete. I'm on a tri-campus sports team. I sit on the bench, but I'm still a tri-campus
Yeah, he's
athlete.
an important
I am
man.
a doctor. I'm what?
I am a
An
doctor.
important man.
I'm an important man, man. I like
No, it's surgeon.
what?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like I'm a surgeon. You know what I mean?
No, I never heard it.
A good doctor.
Surgeon.
Oh, Good Doctor. I've watched The Good Doctor.
Isn't it
It's a good
doctor?
show.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's the same
whatever.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I'm an important person. Don't say that to me, come on. Guys. By the way, to anyone listening, I'm not actually like this. I just do this for the podcast.
Yeah, sure,
I'm not
buddy.
actually a self-centered person. Please don't hate me. Okay, I wanted to ask you. Do you remember? Obviously, you're a national athlete, and this is just making me sound worse again. The way I'm gonna say this, but you're obviously a national level athlete at archery. But do you
Mhm.
remember the time that I beat you in archery?
Shut up.
She
You're faking
remembers.
it.
Maybe in like game pigeon.
No, not game. Okay, I always beat you in game pigeon, but that's iMessage games for the people who don't know. No, I beat you in grade 7.
You want to know something really funny?
What?
Like when
Don't say you let me win.
I let you win. No, I'm
No.
kidding. I'm kidding. Here's the thing. I'm amazing at shooting my own bow. Like I love my bow.
Okay,
But when
fair
it
enough.
comes to like if someone just hands me a bow and it's
Yeah.
like shoot it, like shoot like this target, I cannot like shoot for the life of me. Like I
It's like muscle memory almost.
oh like fun fact, I'm an executive on the archery club at UTM.
Oh, here. No way.
Yeah.
That's
So
so cool.
they like brought me in as a coach. And sometimes like if I had like a friend that wants to come like, oh, like teach me archery, I'm like, okay. And I'll teach them archery. They like shoot the target. I'm like, good job, guys. And then I'll pick up the bow, like just like this stick, right? Like this like club bow.
Yeah.
I'll try and shoot. I cannot like I've missed so many times.
Okay, fair enough.
And like I'm like, sorry guys, like, and then I'll be like, oh, like I just beat like a national team person. I'm like, yeah. And
that's what you
I
sound
swear
like.
to God, like I was actually trying. Like
That's
I'm
good.
I'm actually like
Listen.
not great.
Listen. When you make it to the Olympics
Mhm.
and you win the gold medal at the Olympics,
Shout us out.
but then I will claim that I beat a gold medalist in the Olympics.
You know what? Like in my speech, I'll just say like, guys, like what really pushed me
Is
to
when I beat you.
to like
Come on.
pursue my Olympic dream was when Shamir beat me at a grade 7 camp, and I was like, damn,
Yeah.
like I can't let this bring me down.
You can't
Let
let
it
someone
slide.
like
Yeah.
Shamir.
Yeah, guys,
Beat me.
no, but I beat her fair and square. That trip though, let me talk about that trip, because that trip, I think we weren't that close during that trip.
Yeah,
Like,
not super close.
yeah, we became close in grade 8 more.
Mm-hmm.
But that trip was pretty fun. We went camping for what was it, 2 days?
Something like that, like
I
2
think
nights.
Yeah, 2 nights. I brought like mosquito repellent with me because obviously it was camping. I put it on, but I swear every time I put it on, more mosquitoes bit me. Like it was like I don't know what it was, but I came back with like 50 bites,
Oh shit.
like all over my legs. And we also were playing like hockey one day, and this guy in my class, he like stuck like a hockey stick like in between my legs while I was running, so I tripped and scraped both my knees,
Oh no.
and then I couldn't do anything.
I think I briefly like remember that. Vaguely
Yeah,
remember.
it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But the trip overall was fun. And then Ottawa, we went to, or grade 8, we went to Ottawa. That's what I meant. We were close then.
hmm
That was a pretty interesting trip, pretty fun.
That was interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of interesting stories from there.
for sure.
It was fun though. I like going to the jail. We went to a jail in Ottawa.
It was so spooky.
jail?
Yeah, it was like an old. It wasn't like
Like a prison or a jail?
like a
cell?
prison, like a prison.
Oh.
There wasn't anyone there, obviously. It
Oh,
was like
okay.
an abandoned, or it wasn't abandoned. It was.
I don't know why they took us there.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a
Like-
haunted, like.
So guys, here's the prison.
Yeah,
They were just trying to,
school
like-
trip.
Yeah, they were trying to like fill the day with like stuff to do, I guess.
Yeah.
Like at the end, they took us to a mall. Like they ran out of stuff to do.
Oh.
Oh.
It's
Just
Ottawa. Like, what are
wandering.
you gonna do in Ottawa?
Oh yeah, we did go to a mall. I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you spent all your money, and then
I did spend all my money.
me and our other friend, we had to like lend you money because you wanted to buy like a hat.
I remember that. And guess what? I never wore that hat like outside.
You wore it the whole way back.
Did I?
Yeah, it was a bucket
was,
hat.
like-
It was like a Nike bucket hat, and she ran out of money. She's like, guys, please,
Please.
Please.
I need it.
Please, I need it. No. That was like a bad purchase. Like I have to admit.
Yeah, I agree. I was telling you, you didn't listen. That's okay. But yeah, how'd you? So obviously, you went to a sports program for high school
Yeah.
after middle school, and that's kind of where we stopped talking. So how'd you find that? But then I know you transferred out of it. So like,
Yeah.
what was your experience with that?
It was mid.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a great description. Mid.
It was so mid. Like I you know, like when you're a kid and it's really important for you to like develop your social, like
Yeah.
have like a group to like belong in,
For sure.
to like maintain your happiness and stuff. I like transferred when I went to like MSS, like I didn't know anyone there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like I also like being in the sports program, like what my day looked like was that period 1 and 2 I would have a spare, and then during the lunch period I'd have a class, and then period 4 and 5 I would have class. So I
Oh.
just go for lunch till the end of the day, but I wouldn't actually have lunch.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
couldn't actually like talk to anyone or.
I couldn't talk to anyone. I didn't have lunch period. I was just
Yeah.
like in class 1 2 3 then go home, and
yeah.
I'd usually like train in the morning.
Yeah.
or like sometimes I would have class 1, 2, and then lunch for class, and then I'd go home early. But it was like, it kind of sucked. Like I didn't know anyone at school.
Yeah.
I didn't actually start making friends at high school until like maybe the 10th grade.
Yeah.
And that's when I started talking to more people like in the same program. So like I met like one of my best friends, like I'm still like best friends with. Like she's not competing anymore, but she's like a gymnast.
Okay.
And then you find like people that are kind of like have like the same like priorities as you,
Yeah.
I guess. So like I'm glad the program led me to meet people like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course like there was like the group of like hockey boys, like the
Yeah.
douchebags and stuff.
The douchebags. Nice.
And then like you have like the group of like
Kyle.
gymnasts that like are just really cliquey and like kind of, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very like judgmental.
Just normal stereotypes.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's different. Like when you hear these stereotypes, you're like, well, that's not what high school was about. I guess our high
For
school.
us, it wasn't like that at all. But
Yeah.
that's also because I mean the program that you went to was like an accelerated sports program, or it was like made for athletes to actually be able to devote time to their
Yeah,
sports
exactly,
if they want to
Yeah.
take
It
it.
was already made for like people that are already on a team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
already.
So like you're
douchebags.
saying like
Mhm.
the groups in high school would be like gymnasts and I don't know. We've
Yeah, I
never
don't know.
experienced that.
We
Yeah.
didn't really have that in our high school. We didn't like, or I guess sports wasn't really like that big of a thing
Mhm.
at Fraser.
Yeah.
What about you? Like,
My school got demolished pretty
Oh, shit.
often.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
what?
What do you mean demolished?
By like in sports, like we didn't have.
Okay,
any-
okay.
I thought
I
you got like
thought-
bulldoze.
yeah, I thought they
Yeah.
like got the thing
No,
and
no,
like
no, no,
demolished
no.
it.
We did have a good. We did have a good basketball team and a good volleyball team, but for soccer we got destroyed by every school.
Fair enough.
And we did have football, but even that didn't do well because it's more seasonal.
Yeah.
Mississauga Secondary didn't have football, right?
I don't think so. They're big volleyball.
Yeah, because I
Cool.
think all Peel schools stopped football. All the Catholic schools had them.
Oh,
I know,
yeah,
I know
I
Xavier
remember.
had it.
Yeah.
I know Marcy's had it.
Does Gonzaga have it?
Gonzaga had a football team, I think. But yeah, I think there was like an injury at like a football game like during like Peel competition or something, so they like shut it down, or maybe this. We didn't have flag football either.
I think no, Peel schools still had flag football. just
They
not-
did, but
Yeah,
I
just
don't
not like
think
football.
no. But Fraser didn't have flag football either.
We were a pretty
You know,
nerdy school.
We were good at. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't want to
you
offend
were
anyone by this,
nerdy
but we were
sport.
good at nerdy sports.
Weren't you
like-
good at like table tennis?
Yeah, we were good at table tennis, badminton. Like we were good at those type of sports. We mentioned it last time too. Like basketball, we always did well until the end. Our girls volleyball team recently won actually, which is
Yay!
yay, woohoo. But yeah, our school like it wasn't. Fraser was nice, but like it has ups and downs.
It's a very small school.
It's small. It is small compared to other high
Yeah.
schools.
Mm.
Because
Fraser?
Fraser only has like 100, or when we started, it had like 1,500.
Yeah, it's very small.
Well,
I mean,
That's-
compared to some schools, it's a lot. Compared to some, it's nothing.
yeah, my school was 1,200. I'm pretty sure. I
don't
think
know.
so.
Rick Hanson's bigger.
1,500. Oh, is it?
Rick Hanson's bigger. Rick Hanson has like at least 2,000, and it's also 3 levels.
Mm.
Yeah, our
Oh,
school
yeah.
is 2 levels.
Our school's 2 levels.
pretty small.
It's very small. Like the majority of class. I mean, there's a lot more people there now. I think Fraser's probably up to like 2,000 kids now, but a lot of them are taking classes in portables now as well, just because
Yeah.
there isn't enough space
Yeah.
inside the school.
Oh.
But
So
like the
that's-
building itself, like the school itself.
Yeah, the school itself
seems
is pretty small.
Like small, yeah.
Yeah, I remember it.
Oh well, so swell.
What is that?
Oh well, so swell is my tagline, guys. Please don't disrespect.
Okay.
Let's go back to what we were talking about kind of at the start of this, which is Laurier and UTM. Obviously, you said there's like a major difference and UTM's a lot harder.
Yeah.
How was like the whole experience with like transferring here and just like all of it in general?
Like transferring here, like it made me hate Laurier even more. Cause like,
We
Okay.
hate Laurier.
like, so I just wanted to get out of Laurier.
Fair
Like
enough.
I didn't know my plan at first, but I just wanted to get out of there. So I applied to Waterloo. Waterloo Economic. I actually initially applied to Waterloo, before, like, uni even started.
Yeah.
I applied to like science and business.
Okay.
But then I decided, like, I got in, but then honestly I don't know why. Like I chose Laurier, but
Fair enough.
But I just thought that Waterloo like was gonna be hard. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
like
It is. It's like I
It's
don't
like
know
a
the word.
major university.
Yeah, I thought
no,
that
like
I
everyone says it about
yeah, like I
Waterloo.
wouldn't be able to like put enough time into archery.
Yeah.
So I applied back to Waterloo, and then I was like, wait, maybe going to like UTM would actually be smart, because then I could just like live at home.
Yeah.
I could just drive to school. I can still like training's only 15 minutes away from home. Like everything's gonna be like within proximity, and it's
Yeah.
just gonna make my life 100 times easier. So I applied, and then I had to like send my transcripts and stuff.
Yeah.
From like fall term and then winter term. But I don't know why. Like, so it's like $15 to do that.
Yeah.
On
to
OUAC.
get the chance.
Yeah, to get the transcripts to send from Laurier to UTM.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, they were just not putting my grades on
Okay.
the transcripts. And I was like, Laurier, like, what are you doing? Like, please just put like my grades so that I can like actually get in.
Yeah.
And they were not doing that up until like May. And like the deadline was coming. Like it's already May. Like I want to like come to UTM.
Yeah.
And they were just really bad at like actually putting the transcript information on the transcripts. So that was just really annoying. I think I spent like too much money on that.
Fair enough.
But yeah, eventually I got in. And it was the same time like my sister got into UT too. She got into, I don't know if I told you, but she got into medical school.
Really?
I think you
Yeah.
did tell me that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
so-
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're both UT students, and my grandma's really happy. She's like,
That's
oh,
great.
like UT. Yeah.
But what made Laurier so
Horrible.
yeah, like you're like describing Laurier, it's like
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah.
You didn't like it at all.
I keep saying that, but
I don't think anyone that goes there likes it.
Really?
From the people I've talked to, no
there's
one
like a
likes
it.
group
Yeah.
of people that do like it.
Yeah, those are like the other, like the party types and like the.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that type of school.
It's a party school.
Yeah.
Laurier is
Yeah.
like.
It is a party school. Like
Laurier's like a baby Western.
yeah, like I didn't really go to any parties there.
Yeah.
I also didn't like live on res, so
Yeah, fair enough.
you know, I wasn't really immersed in like the Laurier experience. But
Mhm.
for one, the buildings are so ugly,
Fair enough.
except for like the one business building, which is like it's
Laz?
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really nice there, but everything else is just brown and like boring.
Okay.
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 No, I mean like the buildings. The buildings
Yeah,
are
okay.
brown.
No, I thought you were calling me brown and boring.
No,
but
no,
okay.
the people were definitely not brown. The people there are like
There's white people there.
so many. It was like I don't want to get canceled, but like it was like culture shock coming
Yeah,
from
yeah,
like
no, I understand.
Mississauga.
Yeah.
So like there's that, and
Don't you guys beef? Didn't they beef with like? They're, like
I think they're
books?
beside each other, so they have like
Yeah.
not problems, but like it's like a rivalry, like Waterloo,
yeah,
Laurier.
like,
Except like Waterloo destroys them and everything because
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
a lot
like
bigger.
Waterloo's just like the campus is not that much happier. I mean, the Waterloo
Happier.
campus atmosphere is just
Yeah,
very
it-
depressing, but at least
Yeah,
the architecture is like a little bit nicer. Like
fair enough.
I think that's what they say about UTM. What do you think about that? Do you think UTM is like a
UTM's
happy
the
school?
Architecture's so nice.
No, but
I
is it a
have to
happy
say,
school?
UTM architecture is so nice, especially MN. I could just like look at that building and be like,
Yeah.
wow, like
It's a
Very
good
aesthetic.
who
building.
made
Yeah.
this, you know?
Do you know what MN actually stands for?
Yeah, but I can't pronounce it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone.
Nobody can.
I don't
Even
want
if
to
I
like
had
try.
to read it, I can. It's kind of. But yeah. But
Yeah,
like,
would you say UTM's happy?
yeah, exactly. Like, what about like the people there?
It's
not
not
even the. Because yeah, you're saying Waterloo and Laurier, it's not really that good, but people even say that about UTM. It's like not the best. So
Yeah, UTM's not great. Like, it's not like I don't think any university is like really happy, other
Yeah.
than maybe like no, Laurier's like pretty happy.
yeah.
It's happy. I think it's happy if like your type of vibe.
Yeah, if it's your vibe, like West, I
Yeah.
could see Western being happier.
I know people at Western that aren't happy, but that's only because it's not their vibe. Like they're not like the party type
Yeah.
of kids. Like as I
You
think
have
as
to
long
be
as
of
it-
a certain like
demographic and not demographic, more
Demographic.
like you're willing
Style.
to basically go to a party, do stuff.
Lifestyle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stuff like that. If
Yeah.
you're super focused on studies, maybe
Yeah,
something different.
like I feel happier here. As much
Yeah.
as it is like any U of C, it's just like, you know, everyone's kind of sad, but like it's a commuter school, but that means I get to stay with my friend Shamir.
Let's go.
Except I don't see you.
Yeah, I don't see you, but at least like we can do
I think
this.
since you transferred here in September, I've seen you like twice or like 3 times.
Yeah, maybe.
And also, she ignores me half the time she sees me. Like, I'll be like, "Oh, hey, Natalie," and she'd like walk past me without even saying hi.
Just
You're
calling
like
you
a
out
tower.
for.
Like I don't really see you.
Wow. I guess I need to be shorter now.
Yeah.
Please.
You like bend
Why
down
are you
and be
looking
like,
at me?
"Hi."
He always
Why are
does
you
that.
looking at me?
Because I feel like every time I say that, Noah's gonna like start yelling at me. So
I've never yelled at you.
I just look at you for the expression.
Okay.
You're a
No,
bubble
it's
tea
not short.
expert. We said we get to this afterwards.
Oh, bubble tea. Yeah.
How's that? You're still working there?
I am still working there.
How's that going?
How's that going? in?
It's great.
Do you like it?
I do like it.
You
Why
like
don't
customer
move, Why don't
service?
you move like right here to this?
Yeah,
chat
why
time?
don't you go to
There's a
that
chat
I
one?
would
time.
hate to like work here. Like I would
Why?
hate to work here. I don't know. I really don't like seeing people I know.
It's
Okay.
so.
Whenever I work.
It's
It's
so bad.
awkward. It's
Yeah.
like, and it's what, especially, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but like someone like you know, but like you're not like friends with.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I
then
have experienced
when
that,
you
yeah.
like approach each other like in a different scenario, they just act like they don't know you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I hate that. Like it's
Yes.
so awkward. It's so awkward.
Because I used to work at a shawarma spot,
Hmm.
and then like, can I have a come in? I know that I've seen them before, but then it's just like weird. Like, can I have a chicken on the rocks or something? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then you have to like do your job, and it's weird. Yeah.
It's just a little awkward, you know. And also, I heard some like weird things about the shot time.
Oh, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I was gonna get from
some
here.
weird stuff that goes on in the lines.
In
No,
the
like
lines.
inside,
Like,
like
in the lines.
inside. Like my coworker, she also works here,
Yeah.
and like so she works at my shot time and this shot time, and she was just telling me about like the management, and it just sounds weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, your chat time is close to home as well, so
Yeah, it's
like
only
it's
like
on
10
the way.
minutes.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Okay, I guess we'll wrap up there.
Yeah.
We've been here for a long time. You also have a midterm tomorrow, so I don't want to keep
Yeah.
you way too long.
Thank you for having me.
Of course,
Thanks for being
you've been a
here.
great
Yeah.
guest. I think our first big time celebrity.
It is-
Um,
she is.
she
I'm,
is.
no,
Definitely.
I'm no celebrity.
You
Oh,
are.
you are. You're a national
Nationalist.
athlete. You're going to the Olympics soon, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
We'll see you. You're gonna shout us out, right?
Yeah, I'll post you guys everywhere.
Shout out Deep
Yeah.
Delusions.
Yeah, shout out Dear Delusions.
And then obviously you have to tell them that the reason you're doing so well is because I beat you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Me being me, obviously.
Yeah.
I feel like people actually hate me. Like the people that are listening to this.
But
Yeah.
do a poll.
Should we do a poll?
Yeah, do.
Yeah,
do
we
you
should.
hate,
We
do
should.
you hate
Who-
Shamir?
Do you hate me and how
Can we 100%
obnoxious I am
one?
and how obnoxious I act? But yeah, thank you so much, Natalie, for coming on. Really appreciate it, especially taking time out of your day. And obviously your busy archery schedule.
Yeah, you can
Um,
find me in the library. I'll be there studying for my midterm tomorrow.
And start
Perfect.
signing autographs.
Yeah.
It's probably smart to get an autograph now before she gets
Yeah,
big
yeah.
time. She already forgot about me, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for listening, everyone. Really hope you enjoyed, and we'll be back soon, hopefully in a week's time, if Manal can edit quickly, with the next episode. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.